ESAM was established in 1963. Now the range of product offered by ESAM covers bumpers, grills, front panels, moldings, brackets, and metal reinforcement for European and Japanese cars in Europe. The company, following the procedures of quality management required by ISO 9001 standards and certified by the SQS, develops different production processes which includes design and construction of the mold, manufacturing of the items, priming process, packaging, storage, and deliveries from our warehouses. The current production structure consists in 10 plastic injection machines with power from 300 tons up to 2,500 tons. The priming process is in full compliance with the standards concerning protection and preservation of the environment. 60,000 square meters are the dimension of our warehouses of finished products. Over 500,000 pieces are always available in stock, and, for these reasons, the orders are usually delivered complete. ESAM has a sales network in Italy, on all over Europe, and in the most important markets outside Europe. Our plastic items are produced using high-quality materials by injection machines, reaching a maximum power of 2,500 tons. In the closed mold, the plastic material is melted and injected with different pressures accordingly to the shape of the piece to be obtained. After the injection process, the semi-finished product is taken out of the mold. The operator immediately verifies if the piece is complete and without aesthetic defects. If the control is positive, the part is stored in special metal pallets to avoid any deformation. Now the piece can be moved to the next stage, the priming process. Priming process is the phase of production in which ESAM, over the recent years, has mostly focused its care. Therefore, ESAM is developing all the aspects to grant a good priming process in order to allow the repair of perfect painting. First of all, the pieces have to be manually flamed, one by one, to keep their surface clean from impurities resulting from the manufacturing. The heat of the flames delays the surface of the bumper, allowing the primer to go deeply into the piece. The priming process is intentionally handmade to reach a complete surface of the bumper. The main critical points where the primer detachment may occur are the seat of the moldings and the seat of the sides and central grills. On these parts where it is hard to get the primer, the experience of the handwork is very important. The primer is a griping paint that allows the bumpers to be painted with the same color of the car. The primed bumper then proceeds to drying step. The cycle of the oven and the temperature used are studied to ensure that the process does not stress for speed and intensity the primer and the plastic. This grants the gripping of the primer and the dimensional features of the bumpers. At the end of priming process, the bumper is packed, labeled, and placed into metal pallets, ready to be stocked in our warehouses. The quality control verifies the correct result of the complete primer process. One piece every 35 has to be used for the grid test. It consists in carving on the surface a series of orthogonal lines to create a dense grid. On this area, it is applied a transparent adhesive tape that will be strongly removed. If the transparent adhesive tape is clean, the primer perfectly sticks into the piece. The positive result of the quality control confirms the correct procedure of the priming process. Attention! A simple test that everybody can do is to apply a transparent adhesive tape directly on the bumper and then remove it strongly. A very poor primer takes off and the transparent adhesive tape results dirty. ESAM assures the quality of the priming process in this new painting plant. The guarantee quality is identified with the ESAM QP quality primer label. the body repair workshop, the bumper has to be degreased with an anti-silicone solvent for plastic materials in order to remove any residual impurities. The bumper has to be completely sanded with fine P800 paper and the surface has to become matte. Be careful not to sand too deeply to avoid the risk to take the primer and, consequently, the paint lather applied off. After sanding, blow on the bumper to remove the residuals of the last process and clean again with anti-silicone. The bumper is now ready to be painted. Just to show you that the paint is perfect, we repaint the grid test already made after the priming process. As you can see, the paint is perfect. After drying the painting in the oven, the bumper is ready to be fitted on the car. The fitting of an EZAM bumper is equivalent to the original one. The EZAM bumpers ensure a perfect matching with the car body, and the fitting time is the same as the original spare parts. As further guarantee, EZAM certifies its product by the German certification system TÜV Süd.